Well, it's Saturday the 9th of July. This is episode 2227 of 301 Permanently Moved.online, a personal podcast 301 seconds in length, written, recorded and edited by me, at the JMO. I was going to talk about the news, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Maybe I'll talk about it next week. It's also been all worlds all the time around here recently, and I fancied a break. Welcome to my new subscribers, by the way, especially to those who have joined as paid subscribers at thejmo.net/support. Zine 3 is going out next month. Since this is a personal podcast and not a metaverse podcast, despite its URL, I wanted to talk about something that's been on the top of my mind for the last few weeks. I'm convinced that there's a crisp conspiracy going on. Let's back up a little. Since the start of the pandemic, every week, Eve and I have been buying a multi-pack of crisps, and we share it and eat 3 packets each. As with any relationship, this weekly food purchase is one subject to compromise. I like crisp flavours that Eve doesn't. Due to my personality, I also enjoy eating the same thing for weeks, months and perhaps years on end. Eve, however, enjoys things like variety and spontaneity. So, after rounds of negotiation, we have settled on a brand and flavour. The Real McCoy's Ridge Cut Salt and Malt Vinegar Flavoured Potato Crisps. Here's their marketing copy. Everything McCoy's creates is fully loaded with flavour. We go the extra mile to make the most irresistible tasting snacks that you'll ever try, ensuring every bite is packed full of extra punch, lashing of pizzazz, and the McCoy's unmistakable wow factor. I call bullshit. I've eaten packets of salt and malt vinegar McCoy's now, week after week, for nearly 2 years. I say nearly 2 years because on the 28th of January this year, the McCoy's factory in Teesside, owned by parent company KP Snacks, was the victim of a massive cyber attack. Described in the press as a ransomware incident, the attack caused significant disruption to both manufacturing and shipping processes, resulting in brands made in the same factory like Hula Hoops, Knick Knacks, Butterkissed Popcorn, Choc Dips, and my beloved McCoy's being unavailable on supermarket shelves for quite some time. As you can imagine, the cyber attack and subsequent crisp drought was a source of great sadness in both my personal life and household. Anyways, I'm calling bullshit on McCoy's marketing. Not every bite is packed so full of so-called wow factor. Let me explain. Sometimes you'll buy a multi-pack and the product will taste absolutely amazing. From the very first crunch, you're hit with the mouth-watering tastiness of the malty vinegar. It'll zing across your taste buds instantly, resulting in a gush of saliva. Then almost as quickly as that first zing arrived, it's replaced and balanced by the saltiness, a bit like my personality. Every bite of every crisp will be a complete and self-contained flavour journey. This is experiencing Real McCoy's at their very best, truly delivering the punch, pizzazz and wow factor of the marketing claims. You'll buy a multi-pack of crisps and every single bite will deliver a consistent experience. You'll think to yourself, these crisps are delicious. I've been known to even say this out loud between my munching as an observation. Eve will, of course, agree, because in this house there is a crisp tax. 2 individual crisps must be shared or provided to each other whenever a packet of crisps is opened. But here's the thing. From week to week, not every packet will actually consistently deliver on such an exceptional flavour journey. More often than not, they are just okay. Salty and vinegary. Sometimes they'll be really below par, just a gesture towards flavour, barely a hint of wow factor at all. Instead, you only taste the medium, oily fried potato, which obviously has merits, but you're left searching for the missing flavour at the bottom of the empty packet. It's not why you buy the product. Therefore, I'm convinced that the McCoy's factory will go through a period of manufacturing extra delicious crisps. Then, a grinning man in a top hat twiddling his mustache will reduce the amount of flavourings in the product, making them more and more mediocre over time. Then, just as everyone at home with their cups of tea is thinking that McCoy's aren't as good as they used to be, bam, you get a new batch. The wow factor's back. You'll be reminded why you picked the product off the shelf in the first place. So fine, you think. You'll buy them again next week. But they're already back to being mediocre once again. I know that there's a lot going on in the world right now, and things are pretty terrible. But I'm convinced that this is a flavour scam of the highest order. Mr. Moustache is ruining my crisps to save a couple of quid on ingredients. I want my snack experience to be the same from week to week. If it was up to me, left to my own devices, I'd just eat ready salted crisps forever and ever. You can't go wrong with salt and fried potato. But, I'm told, eating a consistent high-quality salted potato crisp that delivers week after week is too boring, like my personality. Anyways, here's the thing. I'd rather have a boring crisp that hits every time than a brand that claims a wow factor and then rugs me on flavour. It's just not on. It's a crisp conspiracy.